Hey, Kit Lyle from the community called the Operators. I just want you to kind of think through a hypothetical. So imagine that you just got recruited to join a private equity backed portfolio company. And hypothetically, let's say this is your first time working in a private equity backed environment. Alternatively, let's say you were the chief operating officer or the chief human resources officer in a company that was just acquired by private equity. So recruited in, acquired by, doesn't really matter. Important thing is this is your first time in the arena of private equity. So you would expect that there would be an onboarding program, something to train you on the vernacular, the expectations, maybe some sort of an alignment program to make sure you're acting, thinking, behaving the way the private equity group expects you to, with reporting cadence, communications, all of that, would make sense intellectually, but it rarely exists. I don't know why, but it does not. So I've been thinking a lot about it, and I just wanted to share with you what I'm working on. It's the alignment operating system, and it basically breaks down into three parts. The first part is if you're a PE backed executive, relatively new to private equity, you're going to need to start with a thesis alignment brief. The investment thesis is very important, and a piece of that is the value creation plan. But you have to understand the investment thesis. So make sure you can define success, what it looks like. Make sure you understand the risk as the board sees it. Clarify your authority, your ability to make decisions, tweak or adjust the plan in communication, collaboration with the board, because in reality, their diligence was good, but ground truth reality sometimes reveals that the investment thesis needs some tweaking. Not an easy conversation. So you want to build credibility early, move rapidly, make decisions quickly, sometimes based on imperfect data, have the humility to be able to pivot, and then continue to align. So that's the alignment piece. Next, we'll move on to behavior and leadership. So some of the key behaviors are compression of signal. So make clear what your intentions are. Have a sequence or priority to the messaging that you're sharing with the board. Have your numbers, but more importantly, understand the why behind the numbers. So have command of financial drivers. Be decisive under uncertainty, and then again, make sure you understand that cadence. Everything's leading towards an exit, a liquidity event. So be sure that you convey that. So your mindset, your behavior, your actions need to reflect what we just talked about there. Communicating effectively, moving rapidly, aligning the management team. And then we get into the system itself, the structure. So what we're doing is creating a predictable governance rhythm with this structure. So thesis translation, priority enforcement, a decision flow architecture that's laid out for you, a dashboard to demonstrate your signal, a board narrative to share your story with the board, collaborate with the board, and then an exit evidence tracker. So within that, we've got operational priorities, ability to execute, a weekly rhythm or cadence of sending signals, an ability for you to understand how the board is interpreting things, your ability to make strategic decisions, and then tying it all to priorities, leading everything towards a liquidity event, an exit. The point is, with those structures in place, understanding the thesis, managing your behaviors and actions, and having a structure for collaborating, communicating with the board on strategic decisions, things will go smoothly. You'll survive the first 100 days, ideally survive the liquidity event, and be compensated for that. All right. Hope that made sense. If you have any questions or you want to touch base with me, feel free to reach out, kit@theoperators.pe.